Now, dear students, in this part 2 of the statistical inference lecture, in the last slide, in the last video, we have covered the concept which has been displayed over here, right? So now we are heading towards the concept of understanding probability density function of a continuous variable. Since the continuous variable can be handled by the concept of calculus, as I have already mentioned. So using the concept of calculus, we can define a probability density function of a continuous random variable if and only if the said function is integrated over the limits of the domain and we got the answer is equals to 1. It might be possible that this function is a probability density function. Moreover to that, since it is a probability density function, so we have to calculate the mean and the variance of this function, of this PDF. So the formula of finding expected value of x and the variance of x are these. Expected value of x in discrete random variable, if you do remember, can be found by taking the product of f with the probabilities, and after multiplying it with respective probabilities and summing the values, we can get the expected value of x in discrete variable case. But since this case is of continuous variable, so we have to do the same procedure but by using the integration. Okay, so integral of a to b x multiplied by function of x dx can give us the value of average or the mean of the PDF, and in order to calculate the variance we have to calculate the second moment about origin, which can be calculated by taking the integral, the definite integral of x square multiplied by the function which is given to us. Okay, and then finally we can get the formula using we can get the value of variance using this computational formula of expected value of x square minus expected value of x to the whole square, which are already being calculated earlier. So for this regard, we might need a probability distribution as a case study. So here I am starting from the concept of a uniform distribution, which is also said to be a rectangular distribution. So what is a rectangular distribution? First look at its PDF. The PDF is very simple. It is a function of x is equals to 1 upon b minus a, and the domain values are also from a to b, and since it is a constant function, so it will form a graph which is also a constant graph, and thus it is forming a rectangle. Okay, so the height of this particular PDF is nothing but 1 upon b minus a, which is already mentioned over here. So now if we proceed further using the same probability density function, we can have the calculation of expected value of x and variance of x. But before that, we have to explore what is the need of this uniform distribution in our real life. Okay, so take a look. Uniform distribution cases might be showing like this type of histogram, and let me assure you, we cannot have this perfect situation in our real life, but the bars of the histogram somehow looks like closer to each other in height. But right now I am giving you a theoretical example, so I am showing you a perfect histogram. So what type of examples we can quote, we can associate over the histogram if the histogram is making a rectangular shape? The possible cases might be the equal demand of life-saving drug. If you have studied the concept of inelasticity of the demand, you can verify this. Okay, it might be the demand of a life-saving drug. If anyone increase the price of a life-saving drug, the user become the same, and also if they drop down the price, the user again become the same, remains the same. And now another example might be related to some gambling, like winning a lottery tickets of different numbers. So anyone having a lottery ticket of any number, he or she don't mind, because they are having a firm belief that they can get the prize they are having equal chances of getting the prize. Okay, तो लॉटरी टिकट का जो भी नंबर हो वो हो, बट दे बिलीव कि उनका नंबर भी लगेगा, जिस तरह के कम नंबर वाला लॉटरी टिकट लग सकता है तो ज्यादा नंबर वाला लॉटरी टिकट भी लग सकता है. Now we are going to proceed towards finding mean and variance of the same uniform distribution. So what was the formula of finding the expected value of x in a case of continuous random variable? Do you remember? Okay, let me show you. That was the formula, and since we know the function, the PDF of uniform distribution right now, so it is the time to replace this function with the probability density function of uniform distribution. We did this, and finally we have replaced the function of uniform distribution over here. So what will happen? Since it is integrating with respect to x, that's why the terms which are not containing x will be treated as a constant. So we can bring this term outside the integration sign in the next step, so that we can integrate the value of x with respect to dx, and we know the integral of x raised to power 1 is nothing but x square upon 2. That's very good. So after integrating this function, we can get this x square upon 2, and after putting the limits, first upper limit on the position of x minus the lower limit on the position of x, and then what will be the answer? This is the answer. Now it is a 10th grade question. B square minus a square. Do you remember the formula of b square minus a square? Yes, it is b minus a multiplied by b plus a. So in the next step, we will expand the formula of b square minus a square and make it like b minus a multiplied by b plus a, which seems to be cancelling with the denominator. So b minus a will be cancelled out with b minus a on both numerator and denominator, and finally we can get the expected value of x. So it is also termed as the mean of a uniform distribution. So just remember this, because this is important. What is the mean of uniform distribution? The answer is simple. It is the lower domain value plus upper domain value divided by 2. Now proceed towards finding the variance. So for this regard, we have to find the second moment about origin, and the formula of finding the second moment I've earlier mentioned, which was this: expected value of x square is equals to integral through a to b and then x square function of x dx. Again, by replacing the PDF over here, this is the result. Now again, I will cut one particular step in my computation, in my procedure. So since we have already done it in the last slide, 1 upon b minus a will come outside from the integration sign, and what will be the integral of x square? The integral of x square will be x cube upon 3. So finally we can have this x cube upon 3 after putting the limits, higher limits minus lower limit on the position of x. We can get this. Again, it is a 10th standard formula, b cube minus a cube. So what is the expansion of b cube minus a cube? Yes, it is good. It is b minus a multiplied by b square plus ab, or ba plus a square upon 3 is in the denominator. So again, we are observing a cancellation both from numerator and denominator. After cancelling b minus a on numerator and denominator, we can get the final result of second moment about origin, which is the expected value of x square, now b square plus ba plus a square. So what is the formula of finding variance? This is the computational formula. So after replacing the values of expected value of x, square it and then subtract it from the value of expected value of x square, which is written over here. So in the next slide, there will be a simplification, algebraic simplification. So we have replaced the values successfully, and now we can see the square will be applied on the numerator and on the denominator as well. So it will become a square plus 2ab plus b square. Again, it is a formula a plus b to the whole square through the binomial expansion. And now, according to the rule of algebra, the LCM can only be taken by multiplying the number which is not in the denominator of another term. So 4 will be multiplied with this b square plus ba plus a square, and 3 will be multiplied with a square plus 2ab plus b square, and in a common denominator we can have 3 multiplied by 4 like this. Now after multiplying these numbers with the terms present inside the bracket, we are having so many terms, but we can find some arithmetic is going to be done over here, like 4b square minus 3b square will be b square, 4a square minus 3a square will be a square, plus 4ba minus 6ab will become minus 2ba. So finally we are having this. So again we can see a formula over here to the whole square. So this is the value of variance in case of uniform distribution. All you need to do is to remember these two formulae when you are dealing with a uniform distribution case. What is the mean of uniform distribution? It is nothing but the sum of domain values divided by 2. What is the variance? It is the difference of the bigger value from the smaller value from the bigger value, and then square it, divided by 12. So now can you find the mean and the variance of the following random variable? This is the smallest way to write to show any probability density function. Let me explain this terminology. U stands for uniform, bracket A is the first parameter, which is the lower limit, B is the second parameter, which is the upper limit, and then this is the task. Now I am giving you time to calculate the mean and the variance of this uniform distribution. So you can also pause the video and then calculate the mean and variance. Yes, I hope you got the answer. What is the mean value? It is 0.5. And what is the value of variance? It is 1 upon 12, which is nothing but 0.833. So this distribution is the distribution of pseudo random numbers. Same random numbers we can generate either from our calculator or even from MS Excel, or some other softwares are also available. The same random variables are used to have some lucky draws or raffle tickets, lottery draws, or even the prize bond. Uh, uh, प्राइस बॉन्ड जो हम लोग खरीदते हैं, तो प्राइस बॉन्ड जो निकलता है हमारा, एग्जैक्ट अंग्रेजी मुझे नहीं आई इसकी, आई एम रियली सॉरी फॉर दैट. तो इन ऑर्डर टू ड्रॉ द प्राइस बॉन्ड, तो वहां पर ये चीज यूज होगी. ठीक है, तो इसे हम सबसे पहले वेरीफाई करें. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू वेरीफाई कि वाकई ये रैंडम नंबर्स जो हैं ये इसी यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को फॉलो करते हैं या नहीं. Let me have a simple exercise. So I expect you to be ready please with your writing material right now. Writing material अपना तैयार रखें. All you have to do is to generate 10 random numbers using your scientific calculator, or even you can take the help of MS Excel or any other online application which is available in your browser. You can generate 10 random numbers. बहुत आसान है 10 random numbers को ड्रॉ करना. कैलकुलेटर में खास तौर पे कैसियो के जो कैलकुलेटर्स हैं इनके अंदर ये ऑप्शन मौजूद होता है डेसिमल के ऊपर. इफ यू यूज द डेसिमल बटन, बट बिफोर यूजिंग द डेसिमल बटन यू हैव टू प्रेस द शिफ्ट बटन. इफ यू यूज शिफ्ट देन डेसिमल and then after pressing equals to several times, you can see random numbers will appear in your calculator screen, so that you can list it down, and then you have to find the mean of this data of 10 random numbers and then compute the variance of the same data of 10 random numbers, and finally prove that the mean is approximately equals to 0.5, which is the theoretical value of pseudo random number uniform distribution, and the variance is can be calculated using the calculator, and it is closer to the theoretical value of variance. Remember कि आपका calculator जो है it can find a standard deviation. कुछ calculators होते हैं जो आप variance भी calculate करने लगे हैं, but अगर standard deviation आपके पास calculate हुआ इन numbers का, तो you have to take square of that result तो स्क्वायरिंग द स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन वैल्यू विल गिव यू द वैल्यू ऑफ वेरिएंस। तो इस तरह से आप इसको प्रूव कर सकते हैं। आई होप यहाँ तक आप लोगों ने इसे कंप्लीट कर लिया होगा। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोसीड टूवर्ड्स सम प्रोबेबिलिटी कंप्यूटेशंस। ओके, फॉर दिस पर्पस मैं पार्ट 3 पर प्रोबेबिलिटी कंप्यूटेशंस आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ।